feeling a little rattled with all this talk around recession? Is it making you feel a little bit nervous? Are you lying there at night sort of running around scenarios in your brain as to what might happen in your business? Whenever we're uncertain in business, it's a horrible feeling, and it kind of stops us moving forward because we start to second guess our decisions. We get a little bit afraid. One of the most important things to think about at the moment is your cash flow runway. You've probably heard the saying, revenue is vanity, profit is sanity, but cash flow is king. And that just really speaks to the fact that if you don't have cash flow coming into your business, if you can't pay your bills, you can't pay your staff, then, obviously the business is in trouble. If you haven't done so already, it's probably a very good time to have a look at your cash runway, because what that will do is that will give you clarity and certainty around what your cash position is. And of course, your planning can roll out from there. If I was to ask you the question, if you didn't make another placement from today, if you didn't make another $1 or another pound from today, how long could your business go before it ran out of cash? And there'll be all sorts of different answers to that. Some people will say 3 months, some people will say 12 months, etc., etc. So if you look at the worst case scenario, so if you didn't earn one more thing, the tap just completely dried up, how long would you have before your business had to close the doors? Now, I'm not for a minute suggesting that will happen. I'm sure that it won't, but it's a very good place to start because it gives you a worst case scenario to work back from. Now, even in the worst recession, so here's a couple of things about recessions. Recessions do not last forever. They come and go. So we need a plan to work through them. And history shows us there's a certain period of time that recessions typically last for, give or take, roughly around a couple to a few years before recovery really sets in. So we think about that and think about where you are now. So that's the worst case scenario. And then taking one step back from that, okay, well, that's not going to happen because even in a recession, there are still jobs being filled. And in fact, in some markets, they will do really well because they're recession proof. So if you kind of stripped away a lot of the business that you have and then did a second level scenario of, well, I reckon in a worst case scenario, we'd probably fill this many jobs and then work out your cash position from there. What that will give you is some certainty and assurance around where your business is, and you can make informed decisions from there. When we're making decisions around, oh my God, there's a recession coming and what's going to happen to our business, that's not a powerful place to try and make a strategy from. So get your cash flow position really clear and then do some scenarios. So scenario one would be if you didn't make another $1 or a pound, what would that look like? And then perhaps if your revenue is 25% down, 50% down, 75% down, and then you can monitor it and you can plan your business accordingly. Although, none of us can predict the future, we can look at the past and see what's typically happened. We can go back and look at your business if it's been around long enough to look at past recessions, or if it hasn't, then we can, just get general market information to do that. And then once you know your position, you'll feel more powerful to go forward and make the decisions that you need to ride through whatever's coming and do really well and come out the other side. So I hope that helps, and I look forward to speaking to you very soon.